Hey guys, welcome back to the Outlet Talk. I'm your host Kayla, and today I'm here with.
I'm Domo the Doula, or Flourish Giselle.
You could give us a little bit about, or let us know about yourself. Tell us anything. What would you like to?
I'm a certified holistic doula, and I own the first Black-owned doula service center and spa.
Period. That is awesome. So I'd like to start things off with a quick icebreaker question. So my question for you today is, what is your all-time favorite dessert?
My all-time favorite dessert would be a vanilla cheesecake.
Really? Nothing fancy, nothing extra, just simple vanilla.
That or like chocolate Ferrero Rocher.
I love Ferrero Rochers. That's my favorite chocolate.
I actually brought you some.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I love Ferrero Rocher. That's my favorite chocolate.
Me too. That's my favorite chocolate.
I teach third grade, and they asked me like what are my favorite things, and I always tell them Ferrero Rocher chocolate. Like that's the first thing to send me.
My mom just bought me a big box.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Well, thank you again for coming.
No
so my first question for you, not everybody might know what a doula is. Mm-hmm. So if you could just tell everyone what what does a doula job entail, and what or who would require a doula service?
A doula is a liaison, someone that is informative and very connected within the maternity birth world. They should be able to help you with resources such as changing your insurance if need be to get the proper or adequate care. Whether if you want to do an at-home birth or deliver in a hospital, they should be able to help you with resources such as like getting free a free breast pump.
Yeah.
To help you get like classes, like if you want to do prenatal yoga, if you want to do prenatal fitness. There's so many aspects to being a mom and maternity, especially in 2024 now. Yeah. But they should be able to help you get connected with different resources and information, along with partnering up with your provider, whether that be an OB or a midwife, to deliver you and be there for you in your labor process and postpartum. So it just depends. Like there's prenatal doulas, there's labor doulas, and then there's postpartum doulas, and then there's full spectrum doulas.
Okay.
But some people just call themselves a doula. Some people do specialize in their practice.
And so are you a full spectrum doula?
I am a full spectrum doula.
Awesome. Okay. And so how many clients have you seen so far being a doula? If you can give like a guesstimate.
Probably
or is it so
more
much?
Than 200 clients.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So did you have to go to school to get a certification to be a doula? Or is this something that you kind of can just take a quick course? What would that look like?
So with the... That's a funny question. Around the pandemic, like being a doula was a very sacred, very like if you knew, you knew type of thing. But I feel like during the pandemic, because it was a lot of rules that were being changed in the hospital, I feel like the hospital and the healthcare system has finally seen the proper care of need for a doula. So as of right now, up north, you can work in the hospital as a doula. A lot of nurses have been making it their business to get certified as a doula to also be able to support clients in the hospital as well. South Florida, we're still changing, but there's still a lot of insurance laws. Like now you can get a doula through your insurance provider and get services through your insurance. And not trying to be all over the place, but to bring it back into one, how do I explain it? Like to be a doula, to get licensed as of right now, I got licensed by the Tree of Life. Okay. Her name is Dr. Akua Gray, and she's a midwife and also a doula. She's in Texas.
Nice.
When I got certified, you could just go and get certified. I got certified in, I believe, 2017 or 2018.
Okay.
2017 in September. And so now you do there's so many different opportunities, and now you are accredited when getting certified, and you should get certified under a midwife or a doula. There's Mama Glow, she's a very prominent doula, but there's large organizations that are accredited, and then they also have I don't want to quote the name of the organization, but there's a DONA. So sorry. There's DONA. So DONA is like a large accredited organization. They're not African American led or based, and there are many people, like somebody I would want to name on this podcast is Jamora, and she owns the African American Midwifery Alliance, and she owns Southern Birth Justice. And I had the opportunity of having my first store next to her store.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so she was amazing. And she has Southern Birth Justice has a scholarship where they do doula services, and you can become a doula, and they just partnered this year with Jackson. Nice. So all moms in Jackson get a doula.
Okay. So you're able to go in the actual labor delivery room in the hospital and be there. Okay, because I was misinformed, and I was told that doulas were not allowed to go into the hospital room.
There's a lot of many different types of doulas. Like, I'm a more modern, more full. Like, I'm full spectrum. I don't judge. I don't like. There's a need for everything.
Yeah.
There are a lot of like.
Yeah.
Like, no, we don't. We go against the hospital.
Yeah.
And it just depends on like what a mom is looking for, and like you can still be labeled as a high risk client delivering in a birth center and at home.
Okay.
So I do want to be informative. I don't want to be someone that's just spreading misinformation.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. All right. So I wanted to ask you, how is a doula different from a OBGYN and a midwife?
So I'm just going to add a few more categories into there. So there would be, starting at the base, it would be a doula, which is they don't practice anything medical except for supporting the mom in labor. So I will go through different scenarios. Like, it could be a doula and a midwife, and the midwife would be performing, as far as the delivery, all the medical practicing, and the doula will be supporting the mom. In the ideal birth situation, there will be a doula, a birth assistant, and a midwife. The birth assistant is licensed medically and they do understand and know protocols. They know different tools that the midwife would need and be able to be of assistance to the midwife, while the doula is still providing emotional support and supporting the birth assistant and the midwife.
Okay.
As far as midwifery, there is licensed professional midwives that work outside the hospital. They are not licensed to work in the hospital at all. Okay. Which is what I want to be.
Okay.
And then there's a nurse midwife, which you would have to be a nurse, and then you would go and do your master's and specialize in midwifery, and you would work as a midwife under an OBGYN. Okay. You can deliver in the hospital with a midwife or an OB. And then we have your OBGYN, which they, of course, do obstetrician and gynecology. They can do surgeries. They can take out a uterus. They deal with fibroid cysts and also surgeries for removals. They deal with, of course, STDs, HIV, just menopause. They do your annual checkups. They do your pap smears. The people that specialize in gynecology just focus more on like the surgical side of the uterus and the body, and obstetricians more so focus on the delivery and the birth aspect of the womb. Okay. And what does doulas help women to get their hormones ready to conceive for a baby? Is like that pre-conception? Yeah, they can definitely help. I mean, it's all just about the specialty of the doula. There's so many different types of doulas. There's doulas that are herbalists. Okay. There are doulas that do yoni steam. Like, I do yoni steaming. That's a method that you can do to prepare or get your womb ready, or if you're not fertile. There's different holistic and medical. Like, I do believe every woman should go and get their annual checkup. If you're not getting your annual checkup with that, it starts with your annual checkup. Yeah. You can get a checkup with a midwife, and it is good to know your local midwives in your local community. Like, I think every woman should kind of just peek around, and also have your favorite OB. Have two, not just one. Yeah. And I also think that just within myself and with being a doula, what I push for all my clients to do is to see both. Okay. If you're pregnant, you can see both. You can see your OB and you can see a midwife. Okay. You will have to pay out of pocket with your midwife, but a lot of things you'll get with your OB, it will be through your insurance if you have insurance. Exactly. And your sonograms will be free through your insurance, through like, a third party, but you could still bring those to your midwife. Exactly. Because your midwife's going to schedule and you're going to have to pay. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. And so do you accept insurance, or?
I do accept insurance. Okay. I accept Sunshine Health, and that's about it.
Okay.
And I used to accept Aetna, but I don't accept Aetna anymore.
Yeah, I know with insurance, it's a little tricky, because I had the opportunity to kind of work in a medical field and work and deal with insurance. And I noticed that sometimes the insurance will say that they cover, and then when you go to the actual visit, you're not getting covered. You have to pay out of pocket. And so how do you navigate, or how do you help your clients to navigate that with their insurance? So if their insurance may not be the best one, are you?
Honestly, there are many doulas. I wish I can say their names on the top of my head, but there are many doulas that do provide informative videos and help women and doulas contact their insurance provider. There are forms of ways to contact. There's a code, so that is billing and coding. Grateful enough for me, when I was going through insurance, I had a massage therapist that understood billing and coding and helped me with that process. But it does take a long time. Like even when I was taking clients, I was doing pro bono work, as in like I would just take their insurance as long as I got the copy, and I would have to wait and keep calling their insurance
to get
and email. But it's not a lot of money. It's like $75.
Yeah, it's not. I know when insurance pay, it's really not a lot of money. But
I think every it's an opinion, but I think every doula, especially entering the field, should be doing pro bono work. I did pro bono work for 2 years, and that's me like using money and funding from other things to buy these things to make these moms happy, because I feel like as a doula, as a medical provider, you are needed in the community. I'm not saying doulas are not needed, but in this specific quote, I believe that it's like courting. You are courting this woman to be able to be in her presence during her pregnancy. Not every woman should have. A lot of women, like, that's like in the same respect of touching a woman's belly, touching a woman's baby. Like, she's allowing you in her presence in her most vulnerable time. So if you know you're not surrounded around a lot of pregnant women, you need to make it your business to surround yourself around pregnant women and to be of an assistance and to be vulnerable and selfless, to make them want to trust you, to confide in you, to talk to you, and to allow you to help them.
Okay, that makes sense. And so my other question for you would be, what are some physical benefits and emotional benefits from having a doula present when an expecting mother is giving birth?
I think it takes a lot of being accountability and being realistic. I think planning a pregnancy and being pregnant in itself is a long, it's not long, it's short, but it's long. It's a 9-month task, and just having someone that's holding you accountable and just making sure, like, a lot of women, they don't wait a long time to find their OB. And like, so it's like, think about it like plastic surgery. All the lit doulas, midwives, OBs, they're going to be booked. Yeah. Because the people that have money, they're going to book them in advance. They know them in advance. And like, so you can't wait till you're 3, 4, 5 months. Like in the beginning of their first trimester, a lot of women, they're just eating, maybe taking their prenatals and going about their day to day because they don't look pregnant. Yeah. And they might see their OB if they have insurance, but if they're planning to have a midwife, you have to pay out of pocket. Like you have some midwives take insurance and you pay out of pocket. Some of them are fully just out of pocket. So you have to pay, and they probably wait till they're 3 months, 4 months to finally see their midwife. Yeah. And like a lot of midwives might be booked up. Like, I've had a lot of clients, especially during the pandemic, like, hey, I want a midwife. They're booked. All the good midwives are booked. Are gone. Yeah. It's like we waited too long. Yikes. Or even as a doula, like, you wait, like, or you can, like, I'll be there for your labor, but you need to take time to kind of see your clients. Like, I see my clients in the beginning of their first trimester twice a month. In their second trimester, I see them every other week. And in their fourth trimester, I see them every week. Okay. Wow. Yeah. And so what does it look like when you're supporting the expecting mothers in each trimester? So like, what would it look like if you were supporting or seeing them the once a month in the first trimester? So in their first trimester, I would really mainly be focusing on them taking their prenatals, making sure they're taking their vitamins, they're drinking a lot of water, focusing on their diet. If they're stretching, I would want them to start stretching now, opening up their ligaments, going to see a chiropractor, checking out their pelvics. Doing birth tours of the hospital, of a birth center, if that's what they're doing, making sure that they truly really like their OB or midwife, and just getting ready to plan their birth. It was something I was going to say. So their first trimester, really their diet, and settling in with their provider. And then the second trimester, what would that look like? Second trimester is going to be a little bit different. They probably won't feel as sick. They'll be more so locking in as far as like feeling different changes in their body. Again, maintaining a healthy exercise, staying on top of their prenatals. By then, I'll be able to know just different complications, like if they're anemic. By 20 weeks gestation, I'll be able to know like if they have... when they're diabetic, when they're pregnant, just if their hemoglobin is low, like if their iron, because if your iron is too low, you won't be able to deliver in the birth center. You have to deliver in the hospital because it's high risk. So just making sure that their hemoglobin is at a certain level, and just making sure they're maintaining their health. So what would an ideal diet look like? And also if they don't have preeclampsia. Oh, yes. Yes, I'm learning that in school right now. Yeah. So what would their diet, or what would you suggest for their diet to look like? A lot of leafy greens. Okay. Leafy greens, hearty foods. You want to eat a lot of dates. You want to eat, if you're eating meat, liver. You want high protein foods. Okay. Spinach, beans, not rice. Carbs, it doesn't really matter. You don't have to eat meat neither, but making sure you're getting your folic acid, that's what, because like your bones, like your folic acid, your magnesium, your DHAs is really important.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then exercise. I know that's important too.
Stretching your legs, making sure your legs and your back, you want to stretch your back, you want to stretch, you want to just pull your, like even when you have the baby, like you want to make sure your baby is flexible, you want to just make sure you're not tight, you're not tense. Even if you're just doing a regular stretch, like just touching your toes, stretching your back, you do want to walk, just stretching your legs, getting those ligaments open. You want to be ready. You also want to see your pelvic size. That's very important. I do feel like when I transition into midwifery, I am going to make it my business to make women get pelvic exams with their chiropractor just to see the size of their pelvis so they understand what they're going through. And also like shoulder dystocia is very like common as well with delivering through the birth canal. So if you don't know the size of your pelvic and you're delivering naturally or you're delivering in a hospital and now they're like doing different techniques to help get this baby out and now your baby has, you know, shoulder dystocia, now your baby, just a whole lot of different things that you could have preventative care.
Yeah, exactly. Rather than be reactive, be preventative. That makes sense. Okay, this is a lot of information. And I'm like, thank you so much.
I'm like literally talking to you. I'm like pulling it out of my brain. I'm literally telling you, like I'm staring into space like, okay.
But I appreciate it because I feel like it's important for women, no matter the age. Well, maybe, you know, when you're in your 20s. It doesn't matter
the age.
So just start educating yourself about your body and about like what your body, because we were meant to do this. Like we were created to do this, to give birth. And I feel like we get scared a little bit sometimes, I think too.
I think first time moms are they show the resilience of any, like, you can't be taught to be a mother, but like I am a mom. Like I feel like first time moms, they stand and they're like, I am a mom. Yes. I'm like, okay. They're like, no, but no. Like, okay, the sleeping. Like, if you hold this baby and you do not put this baby down in their crib and close that door, you are going to start a problem.
Yes.
No, but I just, no. Okay. Now, 3 weeks later, or like, you know, like, I don't know what to do. I don't have no free time. I just need some time to myself. All right, now you're going to have an even more whinier baby because the baby is expecting of you. Like now it's like, but mom, we were doing this.
Before,
this was a thing. You only have 30 minutes. Literally. Because I need milk. I need. Yeah. And I want to hang out. Yeah. So I need you for multiple things. Where are you going? And like babies have to learn how to communicate to other humans. Yeah. How they feel. Like I'm hungry. I don't want to be in this room. I've been staring at the ceiling all day. I want to try to pick something up, even though it's going to take all my muscle and all this milk juice that I use. Like, let me gnaw at something, you know what I'm saying? So they're just transitioning, and like the mind is very, very
interesting.
Yes.
I find babies so interesting. Babies but I feel like a lot of things that you were just saying, like training, like sleep training, just that can make the mom's life a lot easier. So what are some tips that you can give, you know, newly mothers to help navigate their life so they're not as burnt out when they do have a baby?
I just want every young girl that when they see those pretty pictures of those babies on Twitter and Instagram and they're planning this rollout and they see Rihanna with her body and her belly, from the time you are conceived as pregnant, you have 9 months of this process of you being like, you're just growing and growing. From the time that baby comes out of your yoni, that baby is going to be crying and be on a 2-hour schedule, 2 to 3 hours, 2 hours up, 2 hours down for 24 hours, for 6 months until they'll probably take 3 naps and probably sleep 4 hours, or like they'll be up and take a 2-hour nap and they're still transitioning. And like, this is a human for like 18 years, like it never stops. Like the clock never stops. Yeah, it doesn't stop. And like, I'm big on like just certain morals and principalities about life. Like there's certain things, there's one way in and one way out. Like the same way we were birthed. Like we're in life, there's one way in, one way out. Like the choice of being a pregnant mom is one way in and one way out. And just from before you start planning to when you get pregnant, like that sleep schedule definitely matters. From how you're sleeping with your baby inside of you, it matters. Your rest, your peace, your positivity, your sense of self definitely matters from the time that you're pregnant to the time that you give birth to that baby. And sleep training is very important. Trying to breastfeed. If you can't breastfeed, there's amazing different formulas that's out there, but also having your baby on the eating schedule. looking up different foods, allowing your baby to have different taste palettes, taking your baby on a walk outside is very important. Stroller walks. There's different things like pacifiers that hold fruits. There's different. Your baby doesn't have to be on a pacifier all day.
Okay.
Your baby doesn't have to be sucking their thumb. Like, there's different innovative ways and things that are out there if you acknowledge yourself and just put yourself around that information. And also, I just would want young women to cherish their friendships with women, because it takes a village to have a baby. Like, every woman wants a friend that can come and hold their baby and be with them. And, like, just surrounding yourself around positive women that are on that same pathway as you. Like, if you want to be married, surround yourself around married women. If you want to have a baby, surround yourself around other people that are mothers that can give you advice instead of you fighting air or fighting the wall. Being a first-time mom, that can really give you insight and help you, and that you feel comfortable to give you that certain insight and knowledge as a mom. I feel like just surrounding yourself around strong women, having strong relationships, having like, if you have any trauma with your mom, try to fix that, resolve that, understand how and what it was like for her to give birth to you, have a conversation with your aunts, your grandmother, like, just really connect and look back before you move forward and start conceiving life.
Wow, that was really good. Thank you. I think I have one more question for you. So let me see. Because you answered for me how mothers can best prepare for labor and delivery. But if you have any last minute pointers that you want to add in, anything that they should do to prepare for delivery.
Prenatal yoga, prenatal fitness, going to see an OB, going to see a chiropractor, finding your pediatrician. That's important too. Let's not forget about that. Especially if you're delivering in the hospital, because outside the hospital, like, your midwife is going to be like, have you picked your pediatrician? And that's another doctor that you should have already have ready on standby that you can check in as well. Make sure you have a close relationship with, because they're going to be doing your prenatal checkups after you give birth. And, like, after you give birth with a midwife, you might, not to say necessarily say you feel alone, but, like, the second day you're home with your baby, like, and it's really natural. So you're just like, this is crazy. And then the midwife is like, yeah, you're going to get your birth certificate in the mail, or et cetera. And I'm going to come back and do a checkup in 2 days. Your midwife, your doula should come and give you a checkup as well. And then they're just like, yeah, you're going to go to a pediatrician. Whereas, like, entering a hospital and then leaving a hospital and going home and then entering a pediatric office is very different. Which is why I do promote doulas to, you know, take their practice serious, you know, get a space, get a suite. Like, make it as professional as you like, as you would want people to take your practice and your business, because you want to give your customers and your clients that type of experience. Especially with, like, giving birth and just going through that experience as well. I'm all about, like, women and families feeling, like, luxurious and feeling good about themselves. And
you have a spa, so can you tell us a little bit about your spa? What services you offer at your spa? Is it only for expecting mothers? Do you see everyone? What does that look like?
So my first spa was located in North Miami Beach. It's a doula service center and spa. And without giving reverence to other doulas and businesses, the first doula service center that I came about was Amazing Birth. And it's owned by a chiropractor named Vivian, and she's a Taurus. She's a Taurus just like me. And she owned the first, like, doula service spa, and it's like a baby spa. She has, like, a tub, like, for the babies to, like, float, and, like, she does prenatal yoga. She has a herbalist, like, she has acupuncture. She has all types of stuff going on in the spa, massages and everything. And at the time, I was still growing my doula business, and my doula business was, like, the amount of money that I was making, it wouldn't make sense for me to, of course, like, go and work under her. But I did learn a lot of knowledge just being able to meet her and meet other clients that have went with her, so, like, worked with her as well. And so that's what inspired me to open my own practice, as well as me getting recognized in Essence magazine for kinesiology. And I started doing kinesiology because I used to run track when I was in high school, and so I pulled my quad, and I used to do a lot of K-taping on my leg. And then when I got into being a doula, I used to look up, like, different, like, I was like, what service, like, what is going to make me different? And that's when I started seeing the K-taping. And so I started doing it on my clients, and a lot of my clients didn't have a lot of stretch marks, like, even, like, with the big bellies, like, and like, they'll come in with their bag. I'll be like, oh, come, I'm going to tape you up. I'm going to tape you up. And so that's what really recognized my service. I wanted, like, a room and a space. I had a room in my mom's house at first where I was seeing my clients, but I did not like it at all. Like, I had it for like 3 months. I was like, this is not it. I'm not seeing pregnant clients in my house. This is just, I don't know what's going on. It's giving, like, color purple. I don't know. Like, I was like, this is too much. It's too much. So I was like, no. So that's what made me get the space. And then, so when I got the space, I got this bed. I wanted it to be like a medical bed. I was like, people are going to take me serious, because I was partnering at the time with Dr. Bridgewater. I was sending my clients a lot to the OBs. I did meet Elizabeth from Palm Birth House, but I didn't really connect with a lot of the midwives in South Florida yet. And mind you, I had got certified in Texas. So I was still getting acclimated, right? So I'm still like partnering with him, and I got this bed, and I'm like, all right, what services am I going to offer? That's when I started looking up all the services you can offer on this bed. And I was like, oh, it's lit. We're going to do massages. We're going to do facials. We're going to do all these feminine things. And it's going to be a place like women can come before, after pregnancy. Like they can just come and like get pampered. And of course, like the front room, we did a lot of childbirth education, lactation education, a lot of classes, doula meetups. And like I had the blessing. I didn't even get to meet Jamora yet. And I did get to deliver with Jamora. That was a blessing as well. And she's the one who owns Southern Birth Justice. And her store was next door to my store. So I got to meet a lot of doulas, a lot of clients, a lot of like really important midwives in the community through just my doula service center being next door to her store. And that was a blessing within itself. Like, and being able to meet her, I've been able to sponsor 2 of her graduations for SBJN. And also when I did my mentorship, it was for a time I had a doula mentorship open, and I did send my doula mentees through her program as well. And she's just a really phenomenal woman. And even as I do more research and I see certain rooms that she's already in, I'm like, yeah, like I got to take this really serious. And that's one thing I do say I like about the midwifery world. Like everybody knows each other. Everyone is definitely, they take the work very serious. Like even recently, I asked one of my favorite midwives, and she's also my mentor, to be my preceptor, and I got denied. And I'm saying this publicly because I want people to know that sometimes when people want to see the best in you, they're going to make you work hard for the things that you want in life. And midwifery is a very serious practice, and I take it very seriously, and I really love what I do.
Wow. You've been blessed with this, because not a lot of women have like the knowledge or are seeking that knowledge or have the support. And I think it's really cool that throughout your entire journey, you've just been able to like meet the right people to expand your own spa. And now you have your own practice. And I think that's phenomenal. As a Black woman, I think that's amazing. So I commend you for that.
Thank you. Honestly, it just takes a lot of like wanting the information. Like I said, like before the pandemic, like even to become a doula, I had to do a lot of research. Like even Dr. Akua Gray, like I was stalking this woman on social media and on the internet for 2 years before I registered for her, because I was like, I want to make sure I'm a holistic doula. Like I don't want the regular stuff. Like I'm watching her go to Africa. I'm like, oh. Like I was in the class, she was asking questions. I'm like, let me answer. Like I was ready for. I was ready for it. I had my Instagram ready. People was failing the class, like in the class, like falling. It was crazy. I was there in the front.
You're like
hold it down. I'm ready for this. Like I was ready. Like, and I loved it. Getting certified from her was amazing. I had to do a lot of study and coursework before, and like I had to fly to Texas. Like it was like retreat style. We ate vegan food. It was very knowledgeable. We had class. You had to study. You had to be up. You had exams. And it was just really serious. Like it definitely, the adrenaline was amazing. If I could go back again, I would. But I am definitely enjoying my time right now as being a new student midwife. I'm finally like really just being comfortable to announce that I'm a student midwife, just because of the weight that it holds to be like just this person for the community, and just knowing that my mentors and peers are watching me and are looking up to me. It's just a big burden to hold. And I'm just super excited. Like I'm going to stay in this student role for as long as I can, until I feel like, you know, just as I'm in my student role, just making sure I put out as much information as possible. So when I do like change that transition, like, you guys, I'm officially a midwife. Like everyone's like, okay, I know we can trust you. You put out all this information, and you guys, and you made us feel like, you know, you put us on, you know? So that's
and you're out there seeking the knowledge. And I think that's what's going to make like moms feel so comfortable, because you're knowledgeable. Like you have access to those tools, and you put yourself through that to gain that, gain access to that knowledge, educate yourself, become a midwife. And I think that's amazing. And
yeah, I'm excited. I got to deliver, like, honestly, like this week of school was a little rough for me, because I had got to see last week. And, I was telling myself, I was like, cause I was just nervous. I was just sitting there. I was just like, this is just a lot. Like I'm studying, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but I know it's not enough. Like I know there's another girl studying more than me, harder than me, and like I have a lot on my plate, whatever. And I was like, Domo, but you did this already. Like I got to deliver a baby in the Bahamas. I'm like, so you're just practicing something you already know.
Exactly.
Like you did this already. Like just keep going. And I was like, okay. My little self in me was like, keep going. But my higher self is like, this crazy little girl. Like, because I'm just like, this is a lot. But I'm also learning, and also like God has definitely been surrounding me around people that like I live a very fast-paced life. I live a very like I have to be responsible for a lot of people like all the time, you know? And like I really had just been in deep prayer for just radical change, for me to be like inspired to change, inspired to grow. And like I felt this stagnant energy like I feel like from last year, like not stagnant, but like I need to grow. Like instead of me trying to make other people grow, like I need to grow because if I don't grow, all of this is going to fail. Like I can feel it, you know? And like I feel like God has definitely been surrounding me around people that's sparking change and just like mentors, peers, and people that are pushing me to reach those goals and like hold myself accountable and to the standard that I see myself and that people need me to be.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank
you for coming. And whenever I have a child, you'll be the first one on speed dial.
Yes, call me. Literally, call me.
I will call you so fast.
Listen, like I'll be like, "What's up, babe? What happened?"
I will call you because I want to move to Georgia, and I don't know if you offer like spaces.
Why are you moving Georgia?
Because like the real estate, it's just
I understand.
It's so much like I don't know, and I feel
when
my
I travel
heart is
to
in
Georgia, yeah, hopefully, like by that time, I'll probably have maybe there'll be a first bar in Georgia.
Yes. What? Listen, I'll be that first. I'll be your first client.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I want to doula. I definitely want to doula, which is why I'm like educating myself.
Do you want to do a hospital birth, or do you want to do?
I want to do a home birth.
Oh, you want to do a home birth, like inside your home or at a birth center?
Whichever I guess is more ideal. Because I want it to be in my home because of comfort. I feel like I can have my room set up.
But would you want to walk around your house and be like, I gave birth right here?
Yeah.
And like have the pool and have everybody at your house?
Yeah. And I'm like, this was in my living room right here. You came out to my child. You came out right here, boy, saw me.
Because the reason why I asked that is because like with everybody here, it's like I feel like giving birth, it's such a spiritual thing. Like I'm telling you, like it's like if you're pregnant right now and you like it's like a radiating like it's so deep. Like you ever hear like what am I trying to explain? Like you know a sound bowl, how it starts to ring and you can feel the vibration, but imagine something radiating heat and it's like a vibration. Like
and it's
very deep. And it's like some births do require more people, and like God has a way of putting more people in the room. Like so you can have a birth with like 2, 3, 4 people, but there can be a birth with 7, 8, 9, 10 people. Wow. And like it's just once all those people are gone and then it's you and your partner and like the baby, you're like, but where is everybody? And like some people like that feeling, so I do try to let people know like if you don't want that feeling, give birth in a birth center and then go to your home, because then you can invite people all over again.
Yes, exactly.
But like if everybody was already here, trust me, they're already burnt out.
Yeah, and they gone.
Or they probably gone or want to go outside or probably just want a new set of scenery because
this was right here in the
energy is just like, all right. Like, and that's how the energy shifts. Like after that baby comes, like everyone's like, we just like this just happened here. All right, that baby is here. Yeah. And mama's just like, okay.
Yep, baby's here.
All right. Is my yoni okay?
Yeah.
They're probably stitching you placentas out, and it's just like, all right, latch. Oh, my boobs. Yeah. This hurts. Yes. This is reality. Right? All right. The baby could be crying for 30, 45 minutes, and then, like, you're going to be like, but my body's exhausted. Like, yes. You need a nap. Yeah, And you're going to sleep. Yeah. For 2 hours. Yeah. For 2 hours. Yeah. And then again, the baby's gonna be up
crying again.
No matter if you or your partner. Some partners, they be up. They through the birth. Like I'm gonna sleep after. I be like, how are both of you guys gonna be asleep? And you know,
baby's gonna be crying. Yeah. So I'll think about it. That's a good perspective to put in. Yeah. Maybe a birth center, because I also know that it's more affordable when it is like in your house or.
Well, the birth centers, I don't think it just like shop around.
Okay, so I'll look around because I'm not familiar with Georgia, so this is gonna be a whole different experience.
Georgia's birth and doula community is massive. Okay, strong. Okay, amazing, immaculate.
Good,
radical.
Yeah.
All the lit birth events, expos are in Atlanta.
Okay, that makes me feel so good. But I'm still going to call you. Because
like the Divine Doula, like if you go there, I would suggest you hit up the Divine Doula. Okay. She's amazing. She does this event every year, and all the doulas were all white. Like, ooh. I didn't go this year because I was busy. Hopefully
it's okay. Yeah.
But she's amazing. As far as birth There's this one midwife. She has a YouTube. She's in Atlanta. I can send you her. She's
Yes.
amazing.
Yes.
But I don't know too many midwives in Atlanta.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm trying to get acclimated. Like, I've been on my doula page just absorbing, looking at different agencies, different birth centers, just looking at different different people and how they're running their practice.
Thank you again. I truly appreciate it.
No problem,
for you
no
coming.
problem.
Can you let everyone know where they can find you on social media?
You can find me at Flourish Giselle as my Instagram, or you can type in the Flourish Spa or the Flourish Garden as far as spa services. And for my doula services, it'll be flourish.co, or you can check out our website, www.flourish.co.
Yes, and you guys can follow The Outlet Talk on Instagram at The Outlet Talk. Follow me on Instagram at KXYRenee, and I'll see you guys at the next episode. Bye. This is The Outlet Talk, created by yours truly, picture and sound by Dre, music by Louis Amar. Yeah.